You're listening to the new Super Sound Showcase, sponsored by Culture Fix on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. We are Williamsburg's radio station. I am your host, Robert Hodge, and today I have a brand new artist for you. His name is Matthew Walters. He has never been on the radio before. He has never met most of you, and I am proud to introduce him. And I'm going to tell you an interesting story of how we met each other very recently. And here he is today. Matthew, welcome to the radio.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hodge. Thank you.
I told you to call me Robert.
Robert. Thank you.
I'm glad
to be here. I know that's right.
Here's the question. How are you? Are you excited to be here on the radio for the first time?
I am. I'm very excited. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, let's start out talking about music and how long you've been performing.
Okay. I started playing guitar when I was about 13, 14 years old.
Okay. So you're 34 now.
I'm 34 now. And played in a couple different bands back in high school, a little bit afterwards, and just always kept a guitar with me, and that's what I love playing. So whether anything ever came of it, it's really a way to just,
And have you always been a writer as well?
I do. I love writing, not just songs, but anything, stories, different things.
Really?
And yeah. So
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I want to congratulate you because you have a brand new addition to your family. Less than 4 months ago, you had your first son to go with the 3 daughters.
I did. Little Klaus. He's a good little boy, yes.
Klaus?
Klaus.
Okay, well, then now would be the perfect segue to talk about the fact that you were born in Nuremberg, Germany, even though you grew up mostly in Virginia Beach.
Yes.
So you have enough German heritage that you have a son named Klaus.
Right. Well, Austrian heritage, but
okay.
Close enough.
Well, no, an entirely different distinction.
Yes.
Because I know they are very clear in Austria that they are not German.
True that. I feel you.
So absolutely, I'm sorry I didn't equate that fast enough, but that's brilliant, actually, that you've carried on that tradition of the family.
Thank you. That was my dad's middle name, and figure we carry it on.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to, if you have no objection, I'd like to tell people how it was that we came to meet, because you know what I believe as you walk through life, sometimes it's just preordained that you're going to meet certain people. And I will tell you that I had a need on a Tuesday afternoon suddenly on a part of town that I'm not usually in, and I needed to go and pick up a notebook. So I walked into the dollar store over in James York Plaza. I don't usually go in there. I mean, it's been years since the last time I walked in that store. So all of a sudden, right there by the door, I found Matthew and his guitar. And he was sitting there doing what in the musicians call busking, where you are out there and just performing for anybody that walks by with the hope that 2 things will happen, that they will appreciate your music and they might like it just enough to maybe hand you a little bit of money to pay for your efforts.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I got to the point, it was kind of funny. I was like, what's going on out here? I think is exactly what I said to you, because I just wanted to understand the situation, because at that time, I had become involved with WMBG Kind, which is an organization that has been promoting random acts of kindness and people connecting and trying to improve the lives of people that they encounter on a daily basis. So I had just sung a song that I sing called We Can Be Kind at the rollout for their big ceremony, and I thought, I was really in that mindset, and I wanted to know what your story was. And you know what? I found out at that point that Matthew had just had the 4th child, and he works hard, he's got a great job, and he is working as hard as he can. And we live in a world where it's just never enough money.
Right.
So you took your music and your other gift that you had, and you went out to try to see what it could generate to take care of your family and your wife. And I thought, you know what? This is a kid that really needs a hand. And I don't know to what extent we can provide that, but I thought it's worth a shot to see if just inviting you on the radio would make any kind of difference and help people support your music, and then give you in turn the opportunity to use your music to support your family without having to stand out in the cold.
True.
And play with fingers that are numb on a guitar, because that can't be fun. But I admired the fact that you were doing everything that you could to be a good dad and a good husband.
Oh, thank you.
And then I found out that he's a good musician as well. So it made perfect sense to bring you in here today. And we're going to hear that music that attracted me to his talent and made me interact with Matthew. And just ultimately, I was determined to see what kind of exposure we could have and what you could make out of it. Because really, all talent needs is opportunity and encouragement. And, that it's important.
Yes.
to give it to you.
Absolutely. I'm very thankful.
Well, absolutely. And I'm thankful as well because, it filled a spot for me too.
Cool.
Because, in fact, I think this was about 3 weeks ago that we've been leading up to this because I had everything booked and then I had this one opening. So here we are on the last day of February. And let's talk about the fact that you, since that time, have started playing out. You were somewhere last night and you've got a gig coming up. Talk about it.
Yes, I'm going to play next week at Revolution Grill.
Golf.
Yeah, Golf Grill.
Yeah.
And they're doing a little talent show contest that they've been doing every Wednesday, so I'm going to play at that. I'm
nice.
looking into some other locations around town, talking to people. Since I met you,
Since you got a little inspired.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it
I
inspired
like
me
it.
trying to open up a few doors.
I like it. And I'm here to tell you that I was quite happy when Matthew came in here today and we did a little sound check in preparation for going live on the air as we are now. And he told me that he had written a song in preparation for the show. So we have a brand new world premiere of a new song that you've not even probably performed anywhere, have you?
No, I haven't performed this one. It's
that is
first
a
time.
great honor for you to bring music just for this show.
Yes, sir.
So just give us a quick rundown, a basic history of what you're actually going to perform today.
Okay.
And then we'll soon get to the music part.
All right. The first song I'm going to play is "Pray for Me."
Were you nervous?
Just a little bit. "Pray for Me" is just a song basically. I feel like if we all prayed for each other a little more often,
Nice.
you know what I mean?
Good
we can
idea.
really make things happen. Just
Amen.
loving each other and taking
Right.
It
I like
it
that.
certainly makes a difference in life.
Okay.
That's
And
for
what
sure.
else? What else did you bring?
Let's see. We have Time Machine, which is kind of I've always been fascinated with time travel a little bit, and
Nice.
everybody has certain.
Have you actually done time traveling?
Yes. No. That's if this doesn't work, then I'm go back and do it again. Right?
Okay.
I've always been fascinated with time travel, so that kind of inspired the song.
Okay.
Love the movies Back to the Future. So,
Sure.
And it's just about going back what could be changed, how things would be different.
Okay.
But really,
And the third song?
The third song, I'm still trying to come up with a name for it, really. But it's
so that's the one you wrote for us.
That is the new
Okay.
one, but I'll call it "Forget Tomorrow."
Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
It's just
well,
about
If you wrote it yesterday, I'm glad you didn't forget tomorrow.
Yes,
I need
exactly.
you to be here.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to look forward to hearing those. If you're just joining us, this is the new Super Sound Showcase, and I'm your host, Robert Hodge. We are sponsored by Culture Fix, our friends in the music production business and all kinds of enterprises and great things that they bring to Williamsburg. And this is FM 93.5, the Burg, and WMBG AM 740. We are Williamsburg's radio station. We are back, and this is Super Sound Showcase here on FM 93.5 The Burg and WMBG AM 740. We are sponsored by Culture Fix and always grateful for that sponsorship. I'm your host, Robert Hodge, and my guest today is Matthew Walters, making his first appearance on not only the show, but on radio. And Matthew, what's the first song you're going to play today?
The first one I'll play is "Pray for Me."
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. Hey people, listen, open up your eyes, maintain your vision, don't be hypnotized, don't let it bother you, just pretend that it's not true, look up, look at the sky, time will fly right by. That's all you have to do. When you're down and feeling blue, please somebody hear me singing. It's my heart, not just my guitar ringing. Please somebody pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. There's not too much left to say, but one true love is enough for me. That's all the world needs. A few good people to plant some good seeds, so we'll all be living free, living in perfect harmony. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Time stands still, frozen in silence. In the darkness I feel free. Walking backwards, world of violence. Take this trip and you will see. New doors stay open, old ones are closed. It's all a mystery, nobody knows. The choice is yours now, it's up to you. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for me and the world, and we'll all be free. Pray for me and this world, and we'll all be free.
I like that.
Thank you.
And you know what I like about your music, and this is the first thing that I realized when I heard you that first time. Your music and your voice in particular, it's a very natural delivery. And there are singers in the business for a long time that never mastered the ability to understand, let alone execute, the fact that your singing should be very much conversational. It should be produced in the same kind of conversational way that you would talk. And, sometimes they oversing and do it in a way that it's not natural.
Right.
But your voice just rolls out with such a mellifluous sound. And it's really refreshing. It's easy to listen to.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it very much.
Appreciate that.
So, tell me which song is next?
Next song will be this "Forget Tomorrow."
Okay, Forget Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a sound check, and this is real catchy. It's a little faster, and I like this one. Let's hear it.
Wrote this song for you, world. There's a secret you need to know. Hear my voice, friends, before you go. Life is short, so take it slow. Too many moments are wasted. Too many days just pass us by. So many nights are slept away. Get it right and you'll never die. Too many moments are wasted. Too many days just pass us by. So many nights are slept away. Get it right and you'll never die. Sing this anthem with me. Oh, sing it loud and sing it proud. Forget tomorrow and live for today. It's the only way. Sing this anthem with me. Oh, sing it loud and sing it proud. Forget tomorrow and live for today. It's the only way. Hey world, can you hear me? Open up and look around. When it's all over, will you still stand? Will you be lost or will you be found? Too many moments are wasted. Too many days just pass us by. So many nights are slept away. Get it right and you'll never die. Sing this anthem with me. Oh, sing it loud and sing it proud. Forget tomorrow and live for today. It's the only way. Sing this anthem with me. Oh, sing it loud and sing it proud. Forget tomorrow and live for today. It's the only way.
Some very nice words in there. I like the message. I'm curious to know, because you mentioned that you're not just a songwriter, that you write other things.
Yes.
Are you one of those people that has all that stuff up in your head? Like if I said, well, give me a little example of a little bit of verse or a little something that you... What kind of things do you write? I'm just curious as to what comes out of your mind.
I'd love to get into like filmmaking. So I've written like different settings for movies and whatnot.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 different ones that I'm working on. It's
Actually, you just made me remember something in our first conversation. I was very impressed with, a lot of musicians, when I meet them for the first time, they have a lot of bravura, a little bit of an ego going on. You were one of the most humble people that I've ever talked to, and what made me feel that way, and when I walked away, one of the things that impressed me was you told me, you know what, I love to write songs. And do you remember what you said to me? You said, I'd like to be the guy that writes these songs and then hands them over to somebody with a lot more talent to see them make great records with it. And I thought, that was such a refreshing approach, because normally I'm like, well, I'm going to write the next big, Grammy-winning song of the year. And I've heard that story a million times, but I just loved that your creative dream was to find people to interpret the things that come out of your heart and your head.
Absolutely.
And I thought, wow, that's great. But I love your voice. So I'm thinking, you're doing a good job on your own. But, I understand, even though I've been performing my whole life and I don't write as much as I probably should, there are times where my thought process is artists that I really love, I thought if I ever heard truly one of my songs coming out of the mouth of my favorite singer, that's got to be the most powerful feeling in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah,
to hear it interpreted by a master.
There's so much talent out there when it comes to vocals and guitar playing. I'm really very basic, but I do. My passion is writing, creating.
But there is a whole niche market out there for singer-songwriters, and there are people that only want to hear the person who wrote it sing. So you don't discount it, because you've got a big opportunity here, because you do write well and you do have good lyrics and you do have a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So dude, I think you really should be playing out more and really putting that talent to use, because your family will probably in the long run be very grateful that you have those gifts.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
I'm trying to get out there, so I'm going to really pick up the pace. This has helped me. This really inspired me. So
good. Tell everybody how they can find your presence on the web.
Well, I've actually just set up the YouTube account today. In fact, this morning. So it's just Matthew Walters at YouTube.com.
Okay.
I'm going to be definitely putting up some material on there. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers. If I can do that, I can live stream, and I was going to maybe possibly live stream my busking. So actually out on the street, so people can see the interactions with all the folks.
Well, and you'll have this video available tomorrow, which would be nice. And I would say that if you're listening and you're enjoying Matthew Walters, then wouldn't it be a nice present that we could give him if just 100 of you would go and make that happen for him, make it a reality, just because you heard him today? I think that would be something nice that we could do. And I have a performance tonight, so it won't be until late tonight that I will go and I will find it. And I will be one of those people that likes your channel, because I think that'll be good, and I'll be looking forward to what you add to it.
Thank you.
And I can hardly believe we're already at the 3rd song anyway. This show goes way too fast. But this one is the song that he was saying he wrote in preparation for coming in here today. And by the way, I didn't tell him, and I don't mean to embarrass you, but I will say the nicest text that I've ever gotten from a musician I booked on the show. We had that little interchange, and I said, okay, here's my number, and I said, go ahead and text me, and we'll have numbers for each other. And I gave him the date for the show, and I loved that he said, I'm so happy about coming on the show. And he told me that he would prepare with all his heart. And you know what? I believe that you've done that, especially since you've written a song in our honor. So, that is a marvelous attitude to have. And you'll go far in every step of your life if you always do your best like that. And if you really, work from your heart, I think you've got the recipe for success right there.
No, that's, you know what you're talking about. That is definitely the truth.
Well, let's hear it.
Thank you, sir. All right, this is Time Machine. When I build a time machine, I'll go back and I'll turn the hands of time. Things will be okay. Welcome back to yesterday. Welcome back to where I used to be in my time machine. Welcome back to another day. What will it all mean? My time machine. If I want to save JFK, in my time machine, I'll show this world a better way. In my time machine, everything wrong will fade away. Once to build a time machine. I'll go back and I'll see what I've never seen. Right the wrong choices I made when I couldn't see. Flashback to yesterday, save the ones that meant the most to me. Turn the clocks back 25 years and catch all our tears. In my time machine, if I wanna save JFK. In my time machine, I'll show this world a brand new way. In my time machine, everything wrong will fade, fade away. I said everything wrong will fade, fade away.
Wow. You know, that's an interesting concept. I like that idea that if you wanted to see something in history, you just go back and look at it.
Go back and check it out.
Boy, wouldn't that be a gift if we really had that power? All right, so you creative folks that are out there and inventors, figure this out, because we've been talking about it way too long without the ability to do it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. As always, there is no point in us doing this show unless people are on the other end listening and enjoying it. Thank you to our friends, Steve and Jen and Shirley over at Culture Fix. Thank you for the sponsorship. Thank you, Matthew Walters, for coming in here and sharing your talents.
You're welcome.
I always have a marvelous time, and I it's been a while since I've said this, but I love to tell people that the greatest part of doing Super Sound Showcase is that when I find a musician I really like, they come in this room and they play just for me, and it just blows my mind that people will come in here and do this show with me, and it's such a wonderful experience. And musician to musician, I appreciate your talent, I appreciate your time, and I really wish you success.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Odger. Robert.
You're funny. I'm gonna break you with that. Yeah. All right, so we are going back to the music you love. Here is a blast from the past from 1980. This is the Captain and Tennille with Do That To Me One More Time.